Hi there, it's Riikka Kovasin here with a video for Paper Garden. I know it's a bit early maybe doing Christmas cards, but the kit I received last year from Paper Garden was so inspiring, so I decided to do a couple of Christmas or holiday cards. Like I said, these are from last year's kit, but there's some Christmas inspired printables in the shop as well. I'm using a little bit bigger card bases for these cards. These are 5 inches times 7 inches, so they're a little bit bigger than the kind of normal 10 by 15 centimeters. So there's more room for embellishments. First I add some patterned papers to each card, and then I make a layer with old book paper, kind of running from edge to edge. I add a double-sided adhesive to the back of the book paper and then tear pieces out of it, so it's more like this grungy little detail, not anything cut. On top I then add some white gesso. After drying the gesso I then add some washi tapes to complete the base design, let's say. These are green colored, so I'm going with the traditional red, white and green colors in these cards, partly inspired by the flowers I'm then adding as the embellishments. After washi tapes I then make a little dimensional pattern on top. For that I'm using kuusade stencil with some modeling paste. I thought that these roses would go lovely with the vintage theme of the cards. While the modeling paste dries, I'm also mounting the printables on top of thicker cardstock so I can then layer them later on to the cards. When the modeling paste is then dry, it's time to add some color. For that I chose again green, because the red is in the background, so I thought that this lovely velvety green would be a nice touch. To get the right color that I have in mind, I'm mixing 2 of distress ink colors. The other one is this more grass kind of green and the other one is more than olive green, and mixing them 2 together make this lovely velvety green that I have in my mind. I'm using the distress inks like watercolor, so I'm first pressing the ink pad to my craft table and then taking a wet brush to pick up those colors. I'm just randomly painting the color on top, kind of going with this triangular form, and then also adding some stamping with the ink and some splashes to kind of hide that painted area versus non-painted. I'm then repeating this layer also to the other card. After drying the cards, I'm then distressing the edges of the 2 main elements, so the vintage image thing, I'm using my scissors to distress the edge and then using vintage photo to ink around the edges as well, but I'm also inking these bigger elements that I'm using as the base for the vintage image. Then I'm cutting the little flowers loose from the sheets so I can make layers with them. I'm also adding a horizontal layer to both cards. To the other one I'm using lace and to the other I'm using this natural twine. I staple the other end and use a wax seal to secure the other end. I think these red wax seals kind of go so well with the Christmas theme and kind of parcels. Then it's time to start making the actual composition. First I'm adding the base layer and the vintage image on top using foam tape, and then I glue the little embellishments in place. Again, I'm showing my process with the other card and then repeating it to the other, but the process is the same. First the bigger layers and then the smaller ones. When I have those done, it's just the finishing touches. I'm first adding a label sticker to each card and then adding a word sticker on top. This kind of gives the word sticker a little frame, kind of highlighting it a little bit more. To finish the cards, I then add some gesso splashes, white gesso splashes to them. I'm covering the images with a little piece of paper, trying to avoid to get the splashes to the faces of the ladies. But in the end, I add a couple of splashes near them as well, kind of binding everything together with the white splashes. There they are, the 2 ready cards. These are the first 2 holiday greetings I've done this year. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. I'll be seeing you next week. Thank you. Bye.